Scare. Hello everyone, and welcome back to Knowledge. Today, in Lesson 26, we're going to unravel the mystery of electricity. What is it? How does it work? Let's find out in a super simple way. So, what exactly is electricity? Imagine super tiny particles, so small you can't even see them with a microscope. These particles are called electrons. Electricity is simply the movement or flow of these tiny electrons. When they move together in a stream, they carry energy, and that's what we call an electric current. Think of it like a river, but instead of water flowing, it's a river of electrons. This flow of energy is what powers all the amazing devices we use every single day. Now, where does all this electricity come from? It doesn't just appear out of thin air. Most of our electricity is generated in special places called power plants or power stations. These plants use different kinds of fuel to make electricity. Some burn fossil fuels like coal or natural gas to heat water and create steam, which then turns large machines called turbines. Others use the power of moving water in hydroelectric dams or the force of the wind with giant wind turbines. And of course, we have solar panels, which are amazing because they can capture energy directly from the sun's rays and turn it into electricity. So whether it's from the earth, the water, the wind, or the sun, we've found clever ways to generate the electricity we need. For electricity to do its job, it needs a path to travel on. This path is called a circuit. Think of it like a racetrack. An electric circuit is a closed loop that allows the electrons to flow continuously from a power source, like a battery, all the way to a device, like a light bulb, and then back again. The electricity flows through wires. If this path is complete and unbroken, we call it a closed circuit, and the light bulb will turn on. But if there's a break anywhere in the path, like a switch being turned off or a wire being cut, the circuit becomes open. The flow of electrons stops, and the light bulb goes dark. The circuit must be a complete circle for the electricity to flow. But why do we use metal wires for circuits? That's because different materials behave differently with electricity. We can group them into two main types: conductors and insulators. Conductors are materials that let electricity pass through them very easily. Metals like copper, aluminum, and silver are excellent conductors. That's why the inside of electrical wires is made of copper. On the other hand, insulators are materials that block the flow of electricity. They don't let electrons pass through them. Materials like plastic, rubber, glass, and wood are great insulators. This is why electrical cords are covered in plastic or rubber to protect us from the electric current flowing inside the wire. The conductor carries the electricity, and the insulator keeps it safely contained. So, what do we do with all this electricity? Just look around you. Electricity is one of the most useful forms of energy, and it powers our modern world. It gives us light in our homes, schools, and cities when it gets dark. It powers our televisions, so we can watch our favorite shows, and it charges our phones and computers, so we can communicate and learn. In the kitchen, it runs our refrigerators to keep food fresh, our microwaves to heat up meals quickly, and our blenders to make smoothies. From the massive machines in factories that build cars, to the tiny medical devices that save lives in hospitals, electricity is the silent force that makes almost everything work. It's hard to imagine what our lives would be like without it. Because electricity is so powerful, it's also very important to be safe around it. Safety should always be our #1 priority. A very important rule is to never ever touch exposed or bare wires. The plastic or rubber coating on wires is there for protection. And if it's damaged, touching the metal inside can be extremely dangerous. Another crucial rule is to keep electricity and water far apart. Water is a conductor, so you should never use electrical appliances near a sink full of water, in the bathtub, or with wet hands. Always make sure your hands are dry before plugging or unplugging anything. If you see a damaged cord, don't use it. Tell a grown-up right away. Following these simple safety rules helps ensure that we can use the amazing power of electricity without any accidents. And that's our basic introduction to the incredible world of electricity. From tiny flowing electrons to powering our entire lives, it truly makes modern life possible. I hope you learned something new and exciting today. Thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss Lesson 27, where we'll be exploring magnets and magnetism. See you in the next video.